to plus size women to saying, this is how we are, accept us the way we are? Is the community, and so do you think that this reception is good? Do you think people are changing perception how they look at plus size women? And also, if you think about it, when do you draw the line between people accepting that this is normal to people just lusting and being perverts and
Well, at first, when I started doing this, guys were perverting all over us. But then again, I had to make them realize that I am all about promoting confidence and not reckless.
Yeah.
I would tell my plus size dolls, we call ourselves thick and fine, and then I would tell them that we should not just basically get overwhelmed by all the comments that we get. We think maybe everyone likes us, but then we should be really, really clever, because there was a point, it doesn't make sense when somebody is into plus size women, where else he's married to a petite woman. So obviously that person just want to, yeah. So the response that we got from the social media, it was really, really amazing, because when I first started it was just a mere question on Facebook. Like, I'm thinking of a plus size pool party, and I got like 75 shares. People were like, do it. Mind you, I did not even have a cent. So I had to use the money that I had to make it a success. And it was a success. I had about 75 plus size women who came to just explore and just be free and just experience being a plus size without being judged. Yeah.
And Riabet, on the line, when you go and speak to young people, when you go into schools to speak to young people, and this is something I see amongst all four of you, is that all four of you inspire confidence. And this is key, because you can tell with confidence you can do anything. Confidence, you can stand anywhere and tell people this. If you've got confidence in yourself, you could do a lot of things you want to do. Anything you envision, you could do it. Now, Robert, when you go to those high schools to speak to them, do you actually realize that there's a gap amongst young people on how to business? Yeah. And how have you addressed such challenge?
Right. As you're saying, for me, and I like, what everybody has said, Khori, it's not about starting big. Yes, we have big visions, but you start small where you are with what you have. And with myself, when I started out, it was just about instilling confidence. And the more you would go to schools, especially townships, especially rurals, the mindset about business, the mindset about entrepreneurship, it's not even there, never even mind employment. They're just there just to while time away or just to get a plate of food from the feeding scheme. And so it becomes important to instill just an awakening, just sort of like an aha moment in them to kind of see that, no, man, look, you've been created for something bigger. And we're not just saying, okay, maybe you see oppositions, but look at where you are at this point in time. Everybody needs, to have a way to provide for their family. And so start where you are with what you have. The unfortunate thing is, because of lack of income, this is why we have high teenage pregnancy statistics. The girls are looking at making babies as a means of income. They decide to rather have 4 kids because at least I'll have a palantiana yaboma 900. You know what I'm saying? And so, fine, if one of them has maybe one child, let's teach her how to take at least 200 rand of the money and learn how to multiply that. Even if or whatever the case is. Because business isn't always about just, big ideas, innovations. Yes, it's about that, but it's also just about learning how to trade, how to take, that 200 rand and learning how to multiply it, and there it grows. You'll then have ideas to do other things, even venture into a different product or whatever the case is. For me personally, I've seen that gap, and this is why then we decided to also then have weekend workshops, which doesn't only invite high school students, but even Baobaling unemployed within the community, graduates and non-graduates, educated, uneducated, because I personally believe entrepreneurship isn't only also just about business. It's actually like a mindset of being able to solve problems, being able to see a need and to meet a need for return of money.
All right, that's interesting. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue. I want to talk about challenges. We're talking, yes, I can hear from you guys that maybe the startup itself was a challenge, but now in the business, I want to know those challenges, because we need to figure out, we need to also know were you able to overcome those challenges. You're listening to One Nation FM. This is The Robert's View with Isaac Wagamaselana.
88.9. Welcome to the People's Station, One Nation FM.
Also. Go botse jwang go dula o tseba gore o ka ya lebenkeleng la gago la go tshepega kudu ge o nyaka dilo ka moka tša technology ya Alsal Polokwane ka gare ga toropo go bona dilo tša mabono tša go akaretša di-computer, di-printera, di-scannera tša go ntšha moya wa go tonya le wa borutho ke ra di-air conditioning dilwana ka moka tša IT le di-cartridges rekiša le mekgobogobo ya di-airtime re eteleng ko number 16 Resix Street shop number 2 or le ka re founela go 015-297-8666 re ikgantšha ka theko tša rena.
One Nation FM on 88.9.
All right, we're back live on. It's just 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. I'm enjoying this conversation, and I wished, Mara, it's not possible. People, you need a little bit more. People, get tired. Okay. Challenges. Rabbits, what are the challenges you're now facing in your business?
My biggest challenge now with my business growing, it's having to repair equipment when you're renting out stuff or when you go and set up a wedding somewhere and your equipment comes back broken. Or you're doing a VIP section, your couches come back burnt with cigarette butts. That's my biggest challenge right now. Having damaged equipment, and people don't understand when you tell them you need to charge a certain deposit for equipment. Then they start being difficult, and you know how our people are. And then they want to negotiate with you, and they don't understand when that thing is broken. I always tell people it's better to keep my equipment and I don't work for this weekend than having it going somewhere and coming back broken. And when I want to use it, it's broken. Rather, they stay in the storeroom and they don't go anywhere.
The idea of deposit, when did you know that I must start doing this? What had happened?
I had a big event, Peter Mokaba Stadium, and cigarette butts on the couches. That is the worst thing because they have to cover the whole couch. They don't just cover that little piece there on the couch. They have to remove the whole thing off and redo it, and it's the cost of a new one. Yeah. And in my business, I work with certain people. Sometimes the equipment I take, it's not mine. I go and ask a colleague, I'm going to use your chairs today. You come back, the chair is broken.
Norma, challenges.
Well, the challenges that I'm having today is people are doing what I'm doing, and then they're
Your
not...
challenge is competition.
Yeah, they're not promoting the confidence. They are being reckless. Like I mentioned before, is that I'm not about reckless. I'm about confident. So you find plus-size women being reckless on social media, posting themselves body naked. It's I believe nobody so mosadi ko ke tlhompha, right? So being naked on social media, it just breaks my heart because I'm not all about that. Those are the challenges that I get to fight with a whole lot of them because.
But I think it's a good challenge for you because then this is a new topic for you to then start talking about. To say when we're saying normalize plus size, bodies in the media, we're not saying make yourself as sex symbols. That's not what we're saying. We're saying we want to inspire. So I believe your challenge is good because it then created a new topic for you to speak about.
Yeah, I believe so too.
They mistake it for confidence.
Yeah,
I'm plus size myself. You'll never see me naked.
exactly.
I'm always well dressed.
Mm.
Well, I think it's inappropriate for any woman to be naked on social media.
It's inappropriate.
That's just my view. So the feminists will kill us, Bruce.
No. I mean, it's a matter of opinion, you know. And at the end of the day, it depends on your background, where you come from, and how you view things.
Okay.
And being naked on social media, like, it's just something else. Whether you're a plus size or you're not a plus size. But it's another thing if you're not black, you know, because then culturally there are no, you know, boundaries around it. So, but it's just another topic for another day, I guess.
With your business specifically, has government ever contacted you, especially because we're talking about redistribution of land expropriation without compensation? A lot of people say they want their land, and they're talking about arable land because, you know, people who have the land, they're complaining about food security as their own argument. But I see you are dealing with it. You're saying if you're a black person, you want to go into farming, I will help you. I will give you the knowledge. Has government been contacting you?
Yes, I work a lot with government, in fact.
Yeah,
I work a lot with government. We have a very good relationship. We are working together to solve the problems. I mean, government is looking for young, innovative companies like mine. You know, to try and you know, deal with the challenges that are affecting us as society. So they are part. We meet. You know, we sit together. We have programs that we are running. So I am working quite well with government. Yeah.
Miss Malab.
Yes, sir.
What are your challenges that you face in your craft?
My challenge is my age, my gender, my color, especially when it comes to providing services of coaching or whatever, speaking in government and corporates, especially within the Polokwane city or in Limpopo. It's a tough market to penetrate because by Putsakoro, Kwenamhang, Wahamang, Uzibabang, and you know nobody. And in a sense, you are nobody. Sometimes it's like you don't have the connections or whatever that are needed, but you have the knowledge, you have the acumen. So for me in that, it's sort of like getting into, really startup for a while now. Expanding is a challenge because now when you knock on those doors, they close down on you. And so for me, it's one of the reasons why I'm in and out of the city. It's a bit easier for me to get opportunities outside the city. My own home, it just gets difficult. So for me, that's, my age, my color, and my gender are a challenge.
Rabbit, Malab.
Yes.
Mabuja. Your final words to future business women out there, women specifically, because for men, you know, I like seeing women get empowered. For me, that's what's important. Women and men, women are most likely to suffer social problems than men would. What would be your final words to them?
My final word to women will be, do not be scared to face challenges. Challenges, everybody goes through challenges. Do not be scared to face challenges and do not let your guard down. If something tells you this is not right, it's not right. Like what the other rabbits were saying, the biggest challenge also is working with government because you get to attend a briefing or something, you find gentlemen there. All men there, you're the only woman. And for you to get something, they want something in return. Do not subject yourself to that. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Stand your ground and you'll get there. Piece by piece, slow by slow. You'll get there eventually. It's difficult, I know, for women, but you will get there. I'm also still struggling. I'm not there yet. I'm also on my way, but we'll get there together. We can.
Success is not a destination, it's a journey. So don't worry about that. Norma, your final words.
My final words, I would like to say that it is not about the mindset. Okay, it's actually about the mindset, not about what people say. If you tell yourself that I'm going to do it, then of course